to the podcast. As usual, the video version of this podcast fucked already because for some reason the program I use, right, I record Judd's face on a screen, a physical screen that's in my room, and and the recording software records anything that's on that screen, and it's always normally Judd's face. But for some reason, it decides to record a different screen every time I start. And I've told this fucking thing, record the one that's got Judd's face on it. Record that one every single time, right? And it's like, record this one. Anyway, also, in other news, I'm really dumb because I've got a bottle of Coke next to me, and I always like to... Now, don't crucify me for this. I always like to get all the fizz out of my Coke. I'm not a fan of the fizziness of it. I like it to be flat.
You coward. Coward.
I don't like to, burp and all that sort of thing. It's just not as good.
Why not?
It's not that actually... I wouldn't say that I dislike it. I just prefer without the fizziness and without the bloatedness. I just kind of prefer it, you know? That's a very Link thing on Good Mythical Morning to do. That's a very Rhett and Link thing. Hold on. Let me just check I've started recording this and started streaming as well, Judd. Because I just filmed a really good video with my girlfriend that took fucking days to set up, and I forgot to hit record. And I'm over it now. I'm over it. I'm over it. Anyway, on to this Coke story. So I shake any bottle of Coke I've got, or any fizzy drink up, and then I open the top and close it before it spills over, and I do that until it's gone flat. And I was just about to hit record on this podcast, and I'm like, Judd, wait a sec. I can hear some, I'm thinking, is that a fucking gas leak? Is something wrong with the computer? And it's because I had one of my headphones on that's closest to the bottle of Coke, so I could hear it in the opposite ear. Does this make sense?
Right.
So yeah. Wait a minute. This sounds like it's coming from my boiler. I took my headphones off. Oh, it's the Coke. it's
like
Coca-Cola. Okay. So anyway, fucking hell. 2 minutes of waffle. That's how you start any good podcast. Coming up in today's podcast.
That just is any podcast.
Yeah, that's what podcasts are, the whole thing. Coming up, police, protests, violence, all of that stuff. That actually is. KSIs, juices, and the holidays. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Judd. Have you ever gone for a drop of something? God, my hair looks terrible today. Have you ever gone for a drop of something? Do Warhammer ever release limited things that you want to
I know
or have you ever
what
been to a midnight release or something?
No, I don't think I've ever been to anything. I know what you're talking about though, like a midnight release or a big sort of something getting unveiled to be bought. No. I haven't. But tell me about yours that you've been to that you're getting on a big old segue for.
I tried to get some Prime for us, Judd, because I thought, that's going to make it'll pop off on TikTok, try tasting Prime. You know how that video would do.
The 14-year-olds will love it.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried to secure some Prime. I got on the website at 5 p.m. to load it up. Bash, bash, bash. In my cart. Gone, right?
Yeah.
Girlfriend did the same, trying to get some as well, because we knew that these things would resell like crazy. Plus, we wanted to try it, because, I don't need to try all the Prime. I may as well resell it and make a bit of money. But, I did want to try it as well. And we both ended up sat waiting for 2 hours to try to get online, try and get through this queue. And I think I put this in my notes to talk about, because I just kind of wanted to rant about it, because fuck Prime, right? Honestly, it's ridiculous, because we were sat so long basically saying, you're in the queue, you're going to, be able to buy your thing soon. But we weren't. We weren't in the queue at all. And after 20 past 5, because the drop happened at 5, after that sort of time, people started posting on Twitter being like, oh, I've been sat for 20 fucking minutes and then it just says sold out. And some people are like, oh, I managed to get it and things like that. And I'm thinking, well, I've been sat longer than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's not said sold out. So am I just waiting? Because the website says don't refresh the page because you'll just lose your spot in the queue and things like that. And I'm just thinking, just say something. You know, some sort of communication from the company, like putting a tweet out saying, if you're still in queue, you've missed out. Do you know what? Even if I'd waited an hour and that had happened, I understand how it works. That's fine. I don't care.
Get Mr. Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whichever the fuck it is. Get him on the horn.
Get him on the horn. Logan Paul
Get him on the
KSI.
horn. Get him on the horn.
Sit him on top of a horn, right?
Yeah.
And then tell him off.
yeah, do that.
But it was just ridiculous. I mean, it was overpriced, but it just is anyway. It's fine. I don't mind.
That's how you expected that.
But, you know, I just... And it's annoying because they don't tell you when it's coming out in certain stores either. So apparently... this morning as I'm recording this, or yesterday morning, I could have gone to Sainsbury's and got some, but it doesn't tell you what days and all sorts. It's just... The funniest thing about it, though, is seeing tweets from mums like, oh, fucking hell, my kid's crying now. Well, fuck you, Pancakes. I'm like, yes, fuck you. I'm glad they don't get any of the little shits.
Son!
Is your mum could be the type of person that would queue to try and get Prime for their child.
Dalton got some.
Did he?
Got some.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Did he pay 20 quid a bottle from Wakey Wines?
Yeah, I think he went there. I have no idea, actually. I don't know how we got it. But I'm pretty sure he did get it.
Can he hook us up with some for the TikTok clip?
I'll ask him.
Yeah, get us that Prime plug, Judd.
I'll get Wayne on the horn.
Yeah, put Wayne on top of a horn. And then... All right, so that was that. That was weird. But protest. You ever seen one?
Yes.
Ever seen one of these?
I've seen one of them. I've seen them.
I don't know
I've seen
what
them
was going on, but me and my girlfriend was going on a walk, and we were going to walk around this nice lake that's near us, and we were going to stop off at...
yes, lake protests, protesting those damn lakes. I know. I've been to a lake protest.
I love imagine a bunch of people stood round a lake, like really pissed off at it. No, they're shouting at the lake itself.
Yeah,
just being like, "Fuck you, lake! You're so
came
red.
From lake.
Yeah, get back up in the sky, fucking water cycle.
Yeah, you immigrated.
Go back to the clouds." No, but weirdly, that's kind of what the protest was about. It was about immigrants, because
right, okay.
There's a hotel near this lake. It's weird where it is. I don't know why people would want to stay in this hotel, because where I live, there's not anything tourist. There's nothing touristy, basically, and there's this hotel here, so it must be really cheap, which is probably why they were sent there, because this will be one of the cheapest hotels in England. Because no one will fucking want to stay there. So I think they sent some immigrants there, and I think people were protesting the immigrants. But that was kind of on the way to pick up a pasty. And it had made the traffic really bad on the way to this lake. I've sent you... some stuff on Facebook, Judd. There should be a video coming through at some point so you can see the protest. It might take a little while, though.
Okay.
And so, yeah, on the way to get a pasty, I think that's what was happening. And then, on the way back, it seemed like it was more people kind of protesting for immigrants. Like, that's all I could see. So, some immigrants have been put up in this hotel, like refugees, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the only protest that was left was people being like, refugees, welcome! And it's kind of like, well, well, they're there already. It got to the point of being like, yeah, I think you're done now. You can probably go home now. I took some video on my phone. I'm not going to show the video on stream or anything because it's a bit too close to where I live. I don't want people gaining any more info just in case. But yeah, it was weird. It was stuff like Sheffield supports immigrants and things like that. And there was the signs that were being held up. Sheffield, by the way, it's one of the closer cities, but it's not even that close. So I don't know. It was just so weird.
You know what? I've been to Sheffield. I'm not quite sure it does support immigrants.
Well, I just thought, I don't know, it's so weird because picture like people have seen Hot Fuzz, right? Where I live's not quite as rural as there, but it's like it's pretty close. And imagine there being like a random hotel next to the supermarket that's like not even a small hotel, it's fairly big, and then there being a big protest going off there. How out of place would that be? Because it is quite a big protest. I would say there's like few hundred people were there in total. Maybe not on the video that I sent to you, but like when both sides were there and like it were getting quite loud and everything.
Yeah,
it was just so surreal. I don't know.
I've got to be honest with you. This, I think it's all. I see a lot of it on Facebook. It's all very like American, like going off on something like this, and I don't know. I just feel like because we see a lot more from America. I can't talk more from America now. I sound like an old man because I'm going to say these days with social media and stuff. Like, I just feel like we take after them a lot in some cases. And I feel like this going out and shout, because they're always fucking shouting about some shit, American.
So any Americans listening, please tweet at Tweets Badly and let us know why you're always shouting about some shit.
Listen, I love you, but shut the fuck up.
Just like, we quite like Americans, but like, you know, shut up sometimes.
Yes.
Also, if you want to tweet at Tweets Badly and tell us to shut up, we'd appreciate that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know what you mean.
I wish I could. I've got a podcast to do though.
Imagine we shut up on the podcast.
It'd
get a bit boring, that wouldn't it? It's a bit weird. I mean, my thoughts on the whole kind of thing to do with the immigrants was, look, right, we're gonna have refugees and immigrants come here. That's gonna happen, and we've got to do something about it. You know, so like, why not put them in the cheapest, shittiest hotel? Like, what? Because I was saying, what's the people protesting against them? What's their like actual problem with them being here? Like, what's genuinely the problem? I don't know what it is because I wasn't there. I couldn't ask them, and I wouldn't. It's annoying because you can't actually like politely get an answer out of someone who's acting like that either. So, but I would love to know because it seems like the main reason would be like taxpayers' money going on sorting out all these refugees and things like that. But that's my point. They're gonna be here. They're gonna there's no way we're ever gonna be able to stop refugees and immigrants being here. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do about it? Like, we can either put them in a really shitty, cheap hotel, or they can be really struggling out on the streets and be way more likely to cause crime, you know, things like that, because they're so desperate, they've got no money, homeless and things like that. Homeless people are way more likely to cause crime, all of that sort of thing. I think that's going to be more of a problem, because we're going to have crimes happening, and we're going to have police going and sorting shit out all the time, which is even more taxpayers' money. So realistically, it's a problem that's always going to have to be dealt with. So putting them in a shitty, cheap hotel, I think, is one of the better ways to do it. Keeps them out of the way, and it doesn't cost as much. Now, I don't know what happens after that. It could be that afterwards they're just allowed to be around these parts and fucking stealing our jobs. Maybe that's what their problem is. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't know at that point. But if it's a taxpayers' money thing, I just don't think that stands up. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not a genius with all these things, but I just found it odd. Maybe it's racism, because could be that.
Yeah, maybe you're a damn racist, Jake.
Do you know what would be funny? I'd love to be able to ask the protesters. I'd be like, what's the problem with them being here then?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, what's your problem with it? I'd love them to just straight up admit, I'm just racist. You know, I actually don't really have any problem other than I don't like brown people. Do not take that clip out of context, by the way. Imagine if they were that honest, though. I'd almost like commend them on it. I'd be like, oh well, at least we know. At least we know you're a piece of shit. You know, it's like, you know, if that's what you believe, I can't do anything to stop you. I think you're fucking wrong, but you know, it's like, I'd almost just like those people to admit that sometimes, if that is the case. But you know, what would you ask those protesters, Judd? What's your question? If you could get one question out of them, what would you do? What would you ask?
I'd say, buddy, where do I sign up? Because I'm right there.
That's a joke. It's all jokes.
I don't know. I feel the same way. I'm sort of just like, what's the matter, buddy? What's wrong with you? But I don't know. I suppose everybody.
The ones that were like supporting the immigrants, we know what their deal is. They're happy for them to be here. They don't think there's enough problem with it, and they think that the other protesters are nasty for, you know, not wanting them. So that's easy to figure out. It's just, you know. Can you think of any other reasons why? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a pretty tense situation, and I feel like I've not really got the sort of mental capacity to address it.
Well, to be fair, it's not our job to do a lot of knowing stuff, to be honest. Yeah. So that's fine.
We do talking, but we don't really know what we're talking.
We do a lot of that talking shit. We don't do a lot of that knowing shit.
No.
Here's one for you, Judd. This podcast is P themed, the letter P themed, because we've had protests, we've had Prime, and now we're going.
Porn?
We don't been watching much porn lately.
Well, I mean, come on now. Like, does a dog bark? Come on.
What's your latest porn genre that you've been into then? Fine, fuck it.
I don't really have like this is what I'm into right now sort of thing. I'm sort of just like I don't know. I get moods sometimes.
You're loyal
I'm like
to a category, do you?
No. I sometimes I get like moods. I'm like sometimes I want to see something with a guy in it, and another time I'll be like I want to see something with some girls. Like I don't know.
Sometimes
I don't know. Just whatever.
I want to see something with a horse and a clown.
Sometimes.
And another clown.
Yeah.
And another clown.
More clowns. Just lots of clowns.
And another clown.
They're all getting out the same car.
They're all getting out the same horse.
Right.
It'll be somewhere. God. What's the well, I was going to say what's the weirdest porn you've ever seen, but that's eFucked is the website for that, isn't it? Do we want to promote the website eFucked? I would actively not promote that website. It's a bad website. A lot of the time people end up discovering it at some point in their life, but no.
I actually think one of the sort of funniest like moments I've had watching actual porn was finding out, and this was a while back, what the whole cook thing was about, the whole cuckold thing.
Yes, right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm into some pretty freaky shit anyway. I might just watch a couple of videos and just think, you know, what do people get out of this? What's the kick? Because I was thinking, you know, watching somebody else, I was like, what?
Why don't you describe what this is for people who are 12 listening to this who don't know?
Yeah. So
by the way, this podcast is always labelled as explicit. It's always labelled as explicit. So if there's any kids listening to this, stop it. Your parents should be policing you more, because this is an adult podcast, okay? It's not for children in any way.
But anyway, so cuckold porn, or just cuckoldry, is a man watching or knowing that another person is having sex with their significant other.
Like it's a fucking scientific practice or some shit.
The feces of cuckoldry. But anyway, that's what it is.
Judd's dissertation is going to be on at university.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, you know, don't knock it till you try it. I guess I'll watch some videos and I'll see, maybe I get it. But I remember watching this one, this guy was sat there, he's watching this guy just like absolutely fucking rail his wife. And he's going crazy on her. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Okay, alright, I'm sort of getting it. The guy's like, okay, he's into seeing his wife get off, I guess. This isn't the worst thing in the world, whatever.
But it's a weird inception because you're watching the guy watch his...
I know. I was like, I don't know. I'm not really getting any. That's what I was thinking as well. I'm like, I'm not getting anything extra out of this exchange because to me, I could just be watching any old porn, and it's just like, well, I'm still watching that happen. but anyway, so this is going. This guy looks off to the camera to somebody off screen and he goes, "Can we stop? I don't want to watch my wife get fucked anymore." I just looked down at myself and I just went, I can't watch this.
Oh no! That's actually so sad.
But they didn't. But they weren't stopping it. It's not like the wife wasn't into it. She was super into
obviously.
it. But the guy was like, "Can we stop?"
God, that's so sad.
I don't want to watch my wife get fucked anymore. So I was like, and even still now, I'm like, I can't, I don't get it.
Every time you'll think of that moment,
yeah, I think of that poor fucking guy.
Well, this is the thing, right? I'm obviously aware of this practice as well, but I was kind of thinking, to discover if you're into something or not sexually, you have to experiment a bit and see what you like. How are you going to experiment with someone else railing your wife?
Yeah,
How are
it just has to happen.
It's happened,
that's always out of the box. That can never be put back in the box, can it?
Exactly.
It's happened.
It comes in and out of the box quite a few times, actually, I think, Jim.
Nice.
But, I don't know. You could ever... I guess that you would maybe, watch some porn to do with it, and then if you really kind of mentally liked the practice of that, then you could maybe confirm enough. I don't fucking know. I would never want to do it. I'd be too terrified. Even if I've got no inkling of ever thinking I would be into that. But even if I had if you thought, I would probably like this, I would never even risk it. I would never even risk trying it because the consequences of not enjoying it is so bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, do you want to cover any more porn before we go into Pancake Day, Judd? Or do we need to balance this out with something more wholesome?
Oh, that's why you're leading up to Pancake Day. I don't know. That's all I got for now. That's all Christ. I think I'm willing to talk about.
I've actually just remembered what I think is my favourite kind of funny porn moments, actually.
Okay, go on.
I specifically remember the production company that does it because sometimes I like to see if they've made any more. It's called Wood Rocket, right? And they make porn parodies. And
okay.
Fucking hilarious. These porn parodies are so fucking funny. And I genuinely have unironically watched them and skipped through the sex bits. Because that's boring. That's not funny. Did
they do the SpongeBob one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
My favourite one's the Guardians of the Galaxy one. That's really funny. They've done an Apex one. They've done a SpongeBob one. They did a Rick and Morty one.
Nice.
They've done loads, and there's the stupidest, shittest puns based off of sex and the whatever show they're parodying. It's so funny. And I've watched those with other people before, and then they start getting it on, and I go, oh, we'll just skip this bit. So shout out to Wood Rocket. They'll make some fucking funny parodies. They should put those out without all the sex scenes in, just as a show on Adult Swim or something like that. That could be funny.
I could actually imagine somebody's put a compilation of that up on YouTube or something, just the funniest bits.
Maybe, but I could still imagine it getting taken down, but
yeah,
I'm not sure. Pancake Day then, Judd.
Yeah, Pancake.
Did you do Pancake Day?
You know what? I didn't even know it fucking happened until this morning when they said on the radio. I know. I didn't even know.
I can't believe your Nanan didn't cook up some pancakes for you.
No.
To be honest, are you depressed?
Yeah, that's actually that. Yeah. But
you could have cooked some up yourself. I suppose you didn't know.
I'll be honest. I've never really been bothered about British pancakes. About pancake, I'm not bothered. Like, I've never really been into pancakes.
British do some weird halfway between crepes and American pancakes, don't we? They're not quite as thin and delicate as crepes, like the French variety, but they're not as thick and stodgy as the American ones.
Which I love American pancakes. I think they're great. Like, you used to be able to get these American breakfast things at this Weatherspoons, and then I swear to God, COVID happened, the whole lockdown thing happened, and then things opened up again, and when we went back, the American menu, the American breakfast was just off the menu. I don't know if they thought that the American breakfast, because it came from America, transmitted COVID. Because that's not how it works. But
is that like when everyone boycotted like the Chinese takeaways and things like that?
But it really pissed me off because it was like you got really nice American pancakes, and then you also got like bacon and egg and hash brown, and so it was really nice, and I lost it. God damn it! That's the the whole lockdown and everything was actually, for me personally, quite a nice time because we just had barbecues and everything outside, at my house. But I swear to God, the fact that I lost that fucking breakfast still haunts me to this day.
It's just, the thing is, it's made everything shitter, hasn't it? Like, the quality of everything's worse. But other than that, especially if you're single already, lockdown's not so bad, actually. Especially if you're like a basement dweller. It was actually quite perfect for you. You could sit in your room, you don't have any social responsibilities, just playing games, having barbecues, and getting drunk.
Gaming.
Well, I like Pancake Day. I tend to do it. We've always kind of done it at my family's house.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it at my house. And guess what? Girlfriend used fucking almond milk instead of proper milk.
Okay.
Fuck.
What? Yeah, what's up with that?
Get this. She put mushroom powder in the batter.
What the fuck is going on? I don't like pancakes, but what's going on here?
Honestly, it actually didn't end up ruining the batter. It was all right. I couldn't taste any mushroom. I don't know what the fuck it was meant to be, but anyway, it actually was all right. It would have been a bit better with like real butter, real milk, all that sort of thing. But I was going to ask you what your like go-to pancake is for Pancake Day.
Well, nothing, because I don't like them. Yeah.
But
sorry.
Do you have a go-to pancake in general, though?
Just the all American, God-fearing pancake is.
What's your topping, Judd? What's your toppings? You having butter? You having
freedom?
Syrup? Freedom, okay.
America.
Because knowing you would just have them plain.
Well, I do. I just fucking. I have the pancake. I have
a fucking dry ass pancake.
No. Listen. So I have the stack of pancakes on top. I have the butter on the pancakes, and then I use the pancakes essentially as a plate for whatever I'm eating. So I'll put the fucking bacon and the egg and the sausages on it, and I'll just fucking eat it all together. So I like to stuff it all. It all just fucking So
okay, fair enough. So that's the other thing I'm going to ask you as well. Was about savoury pancakes, because some people have pancakes with savoury stuff. And I wondered about that. Well, I guess you have with bacon and sausage and stuff. But I remember Centre Parks, right?
Okay,
a little bit of a tangent. They've got a pancake house, haven't they? At Centre Parks, you aware of this?
Yes, they have.
They have like proper savoury pancakes, like a pizza pancake and things like that. Have you ever had anything like that?
I've seen it at Centre Parks, and we're supposed to be going this year sometime as well. I don't know when that's happening, but I might try some.
So you've not had them before?
I've not had them before, no.
I remember when I was a kid, we went to Centre Parks, and I think I tried some there. I think we had like a full meal there. So we had like kind of a main course and a dessert that were both pancakes at this pancake house.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, I remember thinking of pancakes as that they're a dessert. Like it'd be like having savory ice cream, you know. And so I had this savoury pancake at this pancake house, and I swear it must have traumatized me or something. Because now I can't think of the idea of a savoury pancake without thinking that sounds gross.
Oh, what was it like? Really gross? You feel like mentally blocked it or something? The grossness of this fucking pancake.
Yeah, I bet it's fine, but I just feel like it's going to be really gross. You know, I don't know what it is, but I am a classic guy when it comes to pancakes. A lot of people like Nutella. That's a popular one. You know, chocolate sauce or something like that. When I was at school, a lot of kids like had chocolate sauce. I don't like chocolate sauce. I'm a classic lemon. Fuck off, phone. I'm a classic lemon juice and sugar.
I'll be honest with you. I actually have had one of like our pancakes before with lemon juice and sugar, and thought it's all right. I know where people are coming from, but I don't really care, to be honest. So
you're a lemon and sugar hater.
No. I had it, and I was like, this is fine. I was like, it's all right. I get where people are coming from when they like it, but I'm not super into it. It's all.
I've tried other stuff. Like, kind of like honey or syrup and stuff. It's nice, really nice. And that comes close, but just lemon and sugar. Something about it. Do you know what I would dare try, though? Maybe lemon and syrup. You gotta balance it out well enough, but that could be really good. Because if you don't like the granular kind of crunch of the sugar, then I can understand why you might want syrup. But I like that. I like the kind of squidgy pancake, the kind of liquidy lemon, and then the kind of crunchy granules. Delicious. Yeah. So, I don't know. Even my girlfriend had Nutella, and she tried her last pancake as lemon and sugar. She was like, "This is far superior." But I don't know. She tried to make us have savoury pancakes, so we could have almost like like what I said about the pancake house. And I was like, no, absolutely not. She wanted to do like pizza pancakes in the air fryer or something. I was like, no.
God forbid.
It's not happening. I'm having lemon and sugar, and that's it. I had like 5 lemon and sugar pancakes for my tea, and that was it. So, there you have it. But, I don't know. Pancake Day is a low tier holiday.
Yeah, it's definitely like bottom barrel. Like, I didn't even know it happened.
But that's a video that we'll be recording at some point anyway, a UK holidays tier list. Well, let me tell you, this is one of those podcasts that, you know, sometimes we record a podcast and we've done an hour and it's like, oh, I had so much more to say, we'll probably have to stop. This ain't one of those.
No,
we recorded half an hour, and I'm kind of like, okay, you've been watching? Have you been watching? What have you been watching, Judd? You been watching anything?
You know what? I finished watching Dharma.
You finished watching Dharma? Okay.
I finally finished watching it.
Would you like to rate it out of 100 then?
I would. What
did you think?
I give it a 72. It's what I give it. It's what I slap on it.
What score has it got overall then? What's it called? It's called like it's got a long name or something, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought it's just called Dharma.
It's spelt like Darman or something like that. How do you spell it?
It's Dahmer.
Because if you don't know, we've got here we are. Dharma Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Is that the full name? I didn't know that. Title. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have a spreadsheet that we keep track of our ratings of movies and TV shows. We rate them out of 100, and we analyze them next to IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. What did you say, Judd?
72.
72. Okay, I give it 81. What did you thoughts on it? Thoughts on it? What do you think?
I liked it. I mean, I already knew the story, so it didn't sort of like shock me. But some bits did get me.
I didn't know the story, and I can see how that could make a significant difference, actually.
Yeah.
Because there was points where, like, my girlfriend would tell me something a little bit spoiler-ish, and I'd be like, what spoilers? She's like, it happened fucking 40 years ago or something. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know what happens.
Yeah. See, I'm one of these weirdos who's quite into knowing about serial killers and shit, so I already knew the whole thing. But there was things I didn't know. Like, I didn't know about, I guess this is spoilers for anybody who's not seen this or heard about the case, the police taking the 14-year-old boy, like, back into the apartment. You know, there was shit like that. So
that's what's hard, though, because it's like, how truthful is that? Because this is a dramatization.
No, that happened. That happened.
Okay.
But then there's things like, and you are right in thinking that, because there was this whole thing that sort of happened in it where that boy's father kept getting these phone calls, and it was like this horrible racist, like, saying this awful shit to this guy on this phone. And then it turned out to be the cops that had actually let his son go back into Dharma. And I was thinking, I went, oh my god, the fuckers, did that really happen? And then I started thinking to myself, actually, it's kind of fucked up if that didn't actually happen and they just put that in. Because that's like, what's the word? There's a word, you know what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they are fuckers for doing it, but
I don't know, it's meant to be fictional. It's why there's been controversy with that show, being like, should shows like that even exist? Because a lot of people then glorified Jeffrey Dahmer as a main character in this, similar to how they did with, like, you know, like Dexter, when that show came out, or
Dexter's Laboratory.
I've never seen You, that's about a stalker or something, but those kind of glorify serial killers in a certain way, but fictionally. And you know that, it's not real, you shouldn't really glorify these people, but then this is real, is the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of people were, like, gonna dress up as him for Halloween and things like that. And it's like, no, there's people who are still alive that were severely affected by this shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, to be fair, though, I don't know my moral standpoint on whether that should still be allowed or not.
I don't know my morals.
But I don't have to worry about it because I ain't gonna do it. So I'm not interested. I get a 72. Do you understand what I mean by, like, the time jumped about a lot as well?
Yeah.
That was really annoying. It made it really hard to kind of piece together what was happening when.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my main complaints about it, but it was really intense.
Yeah, that's why my nan actually stopped watching, and it wasn't for, like, the fucked up. I gotta say, there was some fucked up stuff in that I think if she would have kept watching anyway, that might have got her. But she stopped because of how tense the first episode was.
Yeah.
So
I think that was still one of the more tense episodes. The first one. But there was within it. Was it John Wayne Gacy? Was, like, kind of.
Yeah, I was really surprised when he showed up, and you know, I when he was when the guy went to that apartment with him or his house or whatever, and he had the clown painting on the wall, I immediately, like, recognized who it was, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe John Wayne Gacy's in this.
That's only because you know about stuff more, though. I didn't recognize him.
I knew his clown name as well, but I can't fucking recall. It was like Bozo or Bogo or something.
A little
Bogo,
bit weird how much of this you know about. But it made me think, they're not fucking trying to set up a serial killer universe, are they? Here, because what's annoying is that, like, I would watch it. It's like, I would watch one of these shows about John Wayne Gacy, and it's like,
I would.
God, are they going to end up having, like, a cinematic universe of all these killings that happened at the same time? Fucking hell!
And then they all team up to fight a big purple alien at the end.
Oh no, that would be awful. Let's not.
That'd be great.
As much as the John Wayne Gacy show would be really cool as well, let's just not do that one. We don't have to have everything like this. We'll just let that one slide. There's other stories we can have. Fucking hell. Have you watched anything else? I was wondering if you watched The Last of Us or anything like that.
Still not watched The Last of Us yet, actually. have we been watching? I've been jumping in and out of Better Call Saul again because my nan and granddad have started on it. I started them on it. Did you watch that? Did you get through that?
No, I was discussing this recently. There's only so many franchises I can commit to. Yeah. And Breaking Bad's not going to be one of them. I think the first 4 seasons of Breaking Bad is enough for that universe, and I'm happy to leave that. I wish I didn't even watch the last season of it. El Camino was kind of interesting, but I still think that you don't need to watch it.
I think that was the weakest thing out of all the Breaking Bad stuff, and I really like all of that stuff. So
it was. I don't think any of it's particularly bad, to be honest.
And they weren't bad.
I just think that, like, if I had to pick the worst bit, I've never seen Better Call Saul, so I can't judge, but the last season of Breaking Bad, it's just, like, the least needed thing. I don't know why that they did that. Like, they just tacked on this, like, new gang that he has to deal with that was basically nothing to do with anything else. And that's the whole arc of that kind of last season. Why is that the last thing? Why ain't the last thing the fact that he took on Big Bad Gus, who was the kind of kingpin of this whole meth thing? And then he can walk away into the sunset. It was just weird. It was another El Camino, basically.
He could have never walked away into the sunset, I don't think. He definitely needed to die.
Well, yeah, whatever. But, just didn't have to... It would have been a lot more meaningful if you had to die while taking out Gus or something like that, rather than
I guess
a random gang.
Something else, but yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest down point. What score have I given Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad 77, because at some points it was slightly boring as well, but overall a really solid show, I thought. And obviously you gave it 95, and it's one of the highest rated things overall. So I honestly think that's an overrated show for sure. It's good, solid, but it's definitely overrated. Another thing I was thinking of, Game of Thrones. Let's have a little jump into Game of Thrones again. You gave that 60 out of 100.
Yeah, that fucking dropped. That tanked.
Yeah. I gave it 38. Because most of it's bad. I don't know why people aren't willing to admit that most of that show's not good. Like, I would say a good 2/3, 3/4 of that show's bad. And then there's some moments in it that are quite fucking good. Like, best example is the Red Wedding. That's the best moment in that entire show. There's some cool things with little guy, Tyrion. That's his name. I forgot his name for a second. The entire thing with Bran is bullshit.
That's
shit. And honestly, the Beyond the Wall, the White Walkers thing, don't even fucking care. Just don't have them, I don't care about that bit, Yeah,
it didn't lead up to anything necessarily interesting anyway, did it? So.
Rather than, like, interesting stuff happening surrounding these things, like fights and action or, like, cool kind of mythology coming about, they're just chatting shit about it. The most of that show is that scene from Star Wars with all the floating plinths when they're discussing trade unions and things like that.
Yeah.
And then people complain about the, like, original the prequels of Star Wars being too political. Fucking Game of Thrones. That's the whole thing. Honestly, it's so shit. Oh, it's saved by certain really epic moments, that show, but the vast majority of it's crap. What else have I been looking at? What other scores was I looking at recently? I don't know. The Batman, that's pretty bad as well.
It's not bad. You say that film's bad. It's not bad. It's just bad. It's fine. It's all right.
It's not really bad, but it's a bit bad. There's massive flaws in the plot of that movie. Massive flaws. And when you're doing, like, a detective thing where basically the entire point is kind of the aesthetic, but mostly the story and the mystery, that like, when you're doing a detective thing, that's the biggest thing. You have to have a nailed, interesting, revealing, cool story, and then a cool aesthetic to wrap it in. And the story's bullshit. It's shit. It's bad.
I just like the bit where the penguin goes, "Whoa, take it easy."
God, there's too many villains in it as well. Fucking hell. What else? I've been going back and rewatching Marvel, making my yearly pilgrimage. the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's going to take forever because every time I go to do this and rewatch all the Marvel films, for one, it reminds me of why I like them so much, because I like, this is great. But also, I'm just going to read you them all out, okay? How much stuff there is to get through now. Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America the First Avenger, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which has how many seasons?
Oh, you're not doing... Oh, no, come on.
7 seasons. Thor the Dark World, Captain America Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Agent Carter...
This is why you're not allowed to have an opinion on media, because then you go and do this.
Daredevil, which has 3 seasons, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Jessica Jones, which has 2 or 3 seasons, Captain America Civil War, Luke Cage, that has 2 or 3 seasons, Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, again 2 or 3 seasons, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, The Defenders, I think that's 1 season, I don't know, it might be 2, Marvel's Inhumans. This is the only bit that this is the only piece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe I've never been able to get through. It's only got 1 season, but I'm going to do it this time. Thor Ragnarok, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Marvel's Punisher, Marvel's Runaways, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, then we've got Cloak and Dagger, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home, the Marvel's, like, behind-the-scenes Marvel's Legends thing, probably won't watch that. WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki series, Black Widow movie, Marvel What If. I might skip that because I hate it.
Yeah, it sucked ass, the fucking What If thing.
When I said that Inhumans was the only thing I couldn't get through, and it's not. I watched like 2 episodes of this What If thing, and I'm like, fuck this.
They got worse as well, I think.
I might just watch the ones I've not seen.
The T'Challa Guardians of the Galaxy one, did my fucking
That's the one I couldn't get through. As soon as Thanos was like one of his mates in that.
I actually found him quite charming. It's like, shut up, you shut up, you doink. You fucking doink. You fucking...
Then we've also got Shang-Chi, we've got Eternals, Hawkeye series, Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight series, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel series, Thor Love and Thunder, all of She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, which is kind of like a short movie. You might kind of like that. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and now Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Holy shit. And that one's in the cinema, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to see that in the cinema, but holy fuck, that's so much media to go through. I kind of want to know, I don't know if it's easy to work out, but it'd be interesting to know how many hours that'll take to get through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I could potentially probably figure that out, but it'd take a bit long. I don't know. Is there nothing that you pilgrimage like that, though? Do you never go back and watch something regularly?
No, I go back and watch certain things regularly, like, for instance, The Corpse Bride.
Yeah.
There's certain films that I'll, like, go back and revisit that I've watched, like a lot.
But that's kind of almost around holidays, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but then there's movies like I watched Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny again the other day. I don't know how many times I've watched that fucking movie, but I love that movie. So it's like movie. Maybe watch that. I think you'd like it.
Do you want to add it to the spreadsheet?
Yeah. I actually can't believe I've never added this to the spreadsheet. That's kind of fucking crazy that I've never done that.
Let's have a look. Let's see what scores it gets.
This is going to be a high score for me as well.
Just because of the name is. The Pick of... Is it called Tenacious? Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny.
In The Pick of Destiny, that's it, yeah.
Right, okay. So... Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I know, it's not good, is it? It's not good.
No, I meant... I pasted the title into the spreadsheet and it was huge.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the reviews were bad because critics did not like this fucking movie.
What's your score of it then, Judd, before we look at the other scores?
My score is 90. My score is 90. And that, I gotta say, that is completely just because I like it. That if you watch it and you give it a fucking 35, fine.
We never said this spreadsheet was unbiased.
Yeah.
Our scores are completely biased. That's the whole point. Right. The pick of destiny on Rotten Tomatoes, then. Let's see. Of Destiny. Okay. Critic score 52.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
52. Audience score 67. That's lower than I thought it'd be, actually.
Yeah,
IMDb gives it 68. Yeah, it's one of them movies that's like, I don't know, it's almost like a cult thing.
I used to come home from school, from high school, and I used to watch it every single day, multiple times. I fucking love this movie.
God. And then you'd honestly, go on to play that one fucking game.
Bioshock.
No. I meant
New
Vegas. No, that one that's got Jack Black in.
Oh, Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal Legend. That's the one. Would you say this is a comedy movie? Comedy adventure?
I gotta say as well. Yeah, it's a comedy adventure. Yeah. If you've never played Brutal Legend, play Brutal Legend, because that is one of my favorite games of all time as well.
Oh my god! You know, next time we do Winter Games Weekend, maybe we should add Brutal Legend to the list. I don't know. How long does it take to complete?
Yeah, actually, you know what? That might not be that long.
How long to beat Brutal Legend? Let's see. Why has it got like an umlaut over the U? It says...
Oh yeah, it's Brutal Legend.
Brutal. It won't fucking tell me. How long did it take to complete it? It won't tell me.
You'll never know.
I'll never
Not allowed to know.
What? What the fuck? Anyway, I'll keep looking at this. How long do you think it'd take you to complete Brutal Legend, Judd?
So I gotta say, it's not actually one of those games that I've completed a lot. It's just one of those games that I've like beaten once or twice and, you know, just loved. But I think probably I'd say about 6 or 7 hours.
Steam says between 8 and 15 hours.
8 and 15?
But someone says I beat the campaign in 6 hours without side quests, so...
Yeah. I think I could get through it pretty quickly, so...
Well, pick of destiny. It gets a 69 score overall.
Nice.
So, is there any other movies we can think of like that from childhood?
From childhood.
Well, it can be anything that you want to add to the spreadsheet. It's fine.
No,
I don't know. It makes me think of stuff like most of it will have added. We've got 1,124 entries in this spreadsheet. Most stuff I think of is like Help I'm a Fish, Labyrinth, you know, stuff like that. Those are the classics that I remember. I'm trying to think if there's any more obscure ones. Iron Giant, for example.
Yeah.
That's a popular one. Over the Hedge. All of these sorts of things.
That is really up there actually for me, Over the Hedge.
Over the Hedge. Let's see what score you gave it. Over the Hedge, 90 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I give it a 75. Like, I liked it quite a lot.
No,
but,
I know, but that's another one of those for me that just has very specific meaning to me. So
yeah, there is certain stuff on here that's like rated more than it should. If I search by like my top, let me see if there's anything that's higher rated than it should be for me. Future Armor, for example, I gave 93. If I'm being objective, Futurama should be high, but not that high, you know?
Yeah.
American Pie 2. That's not, objectively, not a great film, but 93 from me. You know, I just love it. I wonder if I've put Project X on here. Yes, I have. See, that's another one. You gave 70. I give 87. It's not that good. I mean, critics and Rotten Tomatoes gave it 28. So it isn't that good, but I just love it.
Yeah.
The Jackass movies, Now You See Me, In Time. That is an underrated movie. I really like In Time. That's the one with Justin Timberlake.
Oh, with the time on his arm.
Yeah. I really like that movie. And I know it's a really on-the-nose like metaphor for like the economy and society and stuff, but I really like that it's so on the nose because then I can just brainlessly watch it. I don't have to like analyze and think about like complicated consequences and stuff. It's like dumbed down for me. I can relax and also watch something that's got a fairly meaningful message, you know? You don't not everything that has a meaningful message has to overly complicate the message too, so In Time is a 5 out of 10 on its own, but it has Cillian Murphy. Says never gonna viv you up, so I'm guessing they're gonna say it's a bazillionaire. Who's Cillian Murphy? Does it?
It's the female lead, isn't it?
No. He is like the police dude in that movie. He is the main guy from Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you forget stuff like that, don't you? That there's certain people in stuff, and you forget that they were in it, and things like that. But yeah, that's an underrated movie. Can you think of any like underrated movies as well, and TV shows, things like that?
I'm rubbing my chin because I'm thinking real hard.
That's another one of those for me. I love Limitless with Bradley Cooper in. Chronicle, the one where they all get like levitation, like telekinesis.
Yeah, I really like that movie actually.
You gave it 75.
What is Wanted like a movie like that? How sort of
Wanted's not a good movie, just
it is. It's a great fucking movie.
It's quite shit if we think about it objectively.
Yeah, but it's great for being the way it is.
It's the thing is, we watched the movie Wanted starring Angelina Jolie and what's his face? What's that guy? Dennis Rodman. No, that's not the same guy at all. What's he called? Fuck, what's the guy called? Michael McConaughey. What's he called? The dude. He's Scottish, isn't he?
No, who the fuck are you talking about?
Hell, Wanted cast. Oh my god, I really like him. James McAvoy. He's one of my favourites.
Okay.
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Right.
No, he's not got Brad Pitt in it, Viv. What are you talking about? Well, wait a minute. Chris Pratt's in this movie? Chris Pratt's in Wanted? No fucking way.
He's like friend. Do you remember? He's his friend who's like fucking who's fucking his girlfriend.
What? No! I can't believe it! Talk about people that I forgot was in something.
Yeah.
Oh my god! That will have been the first time I ever saw Chris Pratt in something.
I think it is. I think it's the first time a lot of people saw him.
We watched this movie at the perfect time, though, because we were into, like, Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. You know, things like that were kind of like edgier, and it was just so over the top, cool ass guns and stuff. And there was like Angelina Jolie's butt in it and things like that. You know? It was
Morgan
perfect.
Morgan Freeman says motherfucker.
Yeah,
so it's pretty great.
So that's why we nostalgically give it a big score. It's not given a bad score ever. Viv's saying that greatest of all time, The Godfather. Now, I'm going to add The Godfather to my watch list, fully expecting me to not like it, because it's not the type of movie I would like, but it's one of those where it's like, I should watch The Godfather, you know?
Yeah.
And people will hate on me for not liking it, but I honestly, I will go into it. Same with when I watched Pulp Fiction. I would go into it really trying to enjoy it. But and same with The Big Lebowski as well. I really tried. I really tried to love both of those movies.
I understand why you don't like The Big Lebowski, though. I get that. I think it's okay, but like I understand your grievances with The Big Lebowski. It's fine.
So Viv's asking, "What's your goat?" My greatest of all time is Avengers: Infinity War. Judd's is it's joint for Four Things.
The Last Wish.
No. It's Arcane, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Breaking Bad, and Leaving Las Vegas. I can't believe Leaving Las Vegas gets a 95 from you.
It fucked with me, that movie. Like it
I even
really
watched
like
it.
I know it's fine if it didn't, but for some reason, like when I watched that, it just reached into my fucking soul. I'm like, oh my god, Nick Cage just destroying himself.
Well, at least Viv's happy with your Sunny in Philadelphia being up there. But I gave Leaving Las Vegas a 51 because fucking I don't know, man. It was just dull, I guess. Shutter Island. Where's Shutter Island?
I've never seen Shutter Island.
I have Shutter Island. 58. There was big problems with it. but it was quite interesting overall. Yeah. Anyway, what we were just on about? We were on about one before I showed the top one.
You said we were going to have a 5-hour discussion about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. That's what you said.
No, I didn't. Kingdom. Now that's a good show. More people should have seen Kingdom.
Well,
right.
They didn't.
Well, you're right. They didn't. Okay,
they didn't.
Judd,
so
why don't you sign off this just general waffle podcast? We do stream this live at twitch.tv/streamsbadly and on the YouTube channel, where we continue the stream after the podcast. So if you ever watch this podcast live, stick around after it, because we keep streaming afterwards, but we do have to do an outro like Judd is going to do right now.
Kaloo, Kalay, the boys have had their say. Away they go. Wahey, wahey.
Okay, right, I ended it after that. Apparently, Puss in Boots has been given a big